Welcome to the Mike and JD Show YouTube channel. Thank you for being here. I want you to do me a big favor before you check out this clip. I want you to hit the like button. I want you to throw in a comment and make sure you're a subscriber to this channel. And then I want you to share this video with your friends. Help us defeat the algorithm. And then if you like this content and you appreciate this content, please head over to patreon.com/the Mike and JD Show and support the show. That is how we actually get funded to be able to do this. So we thank you very much for being here. And now enjoy the clip.
This podcast is a member of the Voices of Wrestling Podcasting Network. Visit voicesofwrestling.com to hear the rest of our great podcasts, as well as show reviews, columns, opinions, and updates across the world of wrestling.
Competition starting to get thick, it's the click, so I hope you watch your A game. A made no rain from the track when we unite and spit. This is an A game, better bring your A game. Competition starting to get thick, it's the click, so I hope you watch your A game. A made no rain from the track.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Hey, let's go to the next topic. We've got a few more topics to hit before we call it a night. This one, Joe and I talked about this last week. We predicted this one. Jennifer Pepperman is all elite. She was a writer in the WWE system for a long time. She's kind of like Mercedes Mone's friend. AEW has hired her. She's like the vice president of content something. I don't know. Like they got so many EVPs in that company, but
bullshit title.
Yeah, and then Dave said when she quit WWE last week, I was actually told by WWE that they expected that she'd be in AEW very soon because of her connection with Mercedes, and she's going to be Mercedes' personal writer, like Brian Gewirtz is for Dwayne Johnson. So Mercedes Mone pulling kind of a power move there, bringing over her own writer from the WWE system, and this is exactly what we've been needing: is more WWE influence on AEW, right?
You're expecting me to get really angry.
I know
on this,
no,
and I'm not gonna, because I got a hot take for you.
Okay.
On this.
Okay, go ahead.
Did you watch Mercedes Mone's New Japan run?
I did. Yeah.
What did you think of her work on the mic?
Honestly, not good.
Yeah,
but I've never been impressed by her on the mic. So
yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Do I want AEW to be like WWE in any way, shape, or form? No, I do not. Do I want them to maximize Mercedes Mone, who could be a game changer for that company as far as female talent goes? Yes, I do. Yep. Do I think that having her personal writer and friend working with her specifically to maximize her talent be a good thing? I do. I think it could be a good thing. Again, I tend to try to look at these things optimistically. I don't like shitting on something until I know it's bad. So as long as she's not making Daniel Garcia do stupid shit, I'm okay, right? As long as she stays, because a part of me is like, okay, what do we got in the AEW women's division now? Like it's getting better, but it needs work. So if this is what helps Mercedes and gets her acclimated and helps and does that, fine. And it's hard for me to blame any specific writer for what goes on in WWE, because WWE is WWE. No, not one individual creator has any true influence over that program. So I don't know, whatever. If it sucks in 6 months, I'll say that fucking sucks. But for right now, it's hard for me to get mad. I just don't want scripted promos from, I don't want scripted promos like WWE, where like I say my line, you say your line, I say my line. Bitch, like I hate that. Isn't that what happens? Isn't that what always happens?
You nailed it. Actually,
that's what. Thank you. That's what it is. I don't want that from AEW. I want Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston pouring their hearts out to me. I want Sting talking about the death of his father. My God, that might be the best promo the man ever cut. It was so raw and emotional. As long as she's not telling Eddie Kingston what to feel, who cares? And now if she can help people who can't get to that, because that's something that's underrated, is having people that can help you. And there's Dusty Rhodes did that, and Crockett too. Like there's always been people behind the scenes that are helping people get better at their promos. Right? We can't let people live and die. Like we talked, this whole big theme of the show has been personal growth, I think, right? We talked about taking stock in who you are and trying to grow. And as promos, if you're not taught how to be a good promo, it's might be hard to learn. So if she can help some people find something in themselves, I can't see it as being a bad thing. Now, like I said, if we're getting scripts for everything, if we're not allowed to think and feel, and we're trying to fashion everybody into a John Cena robot, bad, no bueno. But if this helps Mercedes be awesome and draw money, well, fuck, they need all the help they can get.
Yeah, and I've been making fun of this hire, but I honestly have no problem with the hire. Here's what I have a problem with. I have a problem with people going on to Twitter saying, "Oh wow, this is an excellent hire."
Yeah, I
And I'm
agree. How
like,
the fuck do you know? How do you know?
you just learned who this person is right now. And at this point, no one's really like wrote a story talking about the storylines that she created, right? Or the promos that she scripted that were awesome, right? We don't know if this is a great hire or not. We just know that Mercedes Mone likes her, right?
Mhm.
Like I know that she did some daytime soap opera stuff. I'm not interested in that in pro wrestling. So when you guys are telling me that she got a daytime Emmy, you can wipe a monkey's ass with that daytime Emmy. I don't care about that at all. It does not impress me. Right? I want to know what she did in WWE that people actually liked. Now, if you can pinpoint something, let me know. I would appreciate it. But as of right now, no one's provided any evidence that she's pretty good at this job. So bring me some evidence that she's good. Now we might find out in like 6 months, like you were saying. Like she actually might be the one person to take this women's division over the top and make it interesting again. She might be able to do that. I don't know. Maybe she's the one that kind of like propels Mercedes Mone into superstardom and makes her an actual draw. Right? It could be. But for all the people that are lauding this hire, like Sean Ross Sapp was like the first one. He's like, "This is an excellent hire." I'm like, Sean, what's your favorite story that she wrote? Like, what segment, like specifically that she wrote, like Cradle to Grave, is your favorite? What do you think? And the answer is nobody knows, right? Like we do have a mutual friend that like knows her like a little bit, and so he's pretty high on her, and I'll take his word for it. But I'm gonna have to see exactly what it looks like on TV before I start saying this is a good or a bad hire.
I think Sean's listening to people within the company who speak highly of her.
Yeah,
Right. So that tells me that she's liked by her peers, which is a
yeah,
good thing. I agree. I can't tell you it's a great hire or not. Mercedes feels like it's a good hire. And that's
yeah,
all I can base this on right now. Is like in my mind, she's the Mercedes whisperer. If she
yeah,
stays in Mercedes, fine. Just don't tell
yeah.
Eddie Kingston how to cut a promo. That's all I'm
Yeah,
asking.
just don't go to Eddie and say, "Okay, Eddie, now a little bit more robotic, a little
Yeah.
less emotion, and I want you to slow your cadence down because you're talking to complete fucking idiots that can't follow what you're saying."
And then when you're done, stare into the camera uncomfortably long.
You just made me uncomfortable a little bit.
That's what but is that what they do? Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Is that not what they do on that show? Like,
Yeah.
I hate it so much. I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
As long as because remember we were getting there in AEW. Like in the
Yeah.
fall, it started to feel like that.
It
And
was
we've
getting
gotten
bad. Well,
oh, it
he
was.
was listening to like the worst people. He was listening to the WWE folks that he brought over, Pat Buck and Sanjay Dutt and Jimmy Jacobs and Bogo Max, who is not WWE, but he's very much like that's what he likes.
Mhm.
You know, like it started to get that way, and then since like the Continental Classic, it has really gotten back to what we really liked in 2019 when this whole started. Like we're getting back there again, and when I hear and see everybody lauding somebody from the office of WWE that they've never heard of, it makes me cringe a little bit. I'm like, okay, who are we fucking hiring next? Marsha from accounting, who's kind of like Greg from the mailroom. You guys want everybody from WWE? Like I just don't care.
Yeah, I'm with you. You can't tell me so and so is a good hire because you don't work there. You don't know what
Yeah,
they do. Like, I'm with you 100% on this. Like, the more
right.
distinction we can feel, the more I think Tony has the reins of things, the better off we are. And you know how I can tell things are better is when O'Shea Jackson Jr. gets so angry he blocks us.
He doesn't block me. He blocks you.
Oh, he
Doesn't
just blocked me? I
Yeah, he
thought he
doesn't block
blocked you
me.
too. Well, I'll wear
No,
that
no.
badge on.
Yeah, no. I even put out a clip from making fun of him for his bad tweets last week.
And I got
Like
blocked and you got off okay? What the fuck?
I don't know, man. I guess I'm more polite. I don't know. I did like explain how much I respect his dad, and I still do. I know like a lot of people are not like Ice Cube Senior fans these days, but I can't stop liking the guy that I liked my whole life. So sorry, I don't care if his son's a butthead.
Son is a butthead. I
Yeah.
mean, like he just has terrible wrestling takes. I mean, I
Yeah.
love our buddy I love regular Scott, but he also has terrible wrestling takes. I mean, like, can't get mad about that. But I mean,
Yeah.
like, I don't know. The fact that he blocked me, I'm like, wow, I've tried so hard to get blocked by other people and it hasn't happened. Didn't want any of my shit.
Yeah. Yeah, King of the North says her bringing an Emmy to WWE creative meeting is really funny though. Like they
She
should
brought an
like
Emmy to whoa. She brought an
there's a
Emmy
whole
to the creative meeting?
this was like a big story like 5 years ago where she got a ton of heat because
Oh,
she
I
was in a
do
creative meeting
remember
with
that.
Kevin Dunn, and Kevin Dunn got like super pissed at her, and she was like in the doghouse for a little bit because of that, which I think is hilarious.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna spin this differently. You know how it
You have to
happened.
put it on TV.
Kevin
Sorry, go
Dunn's
ahead.
buck teeth ass was probably being completely insufferable in a meeting, and she's like, fuck this guy, and brought in her Emmy just to shut him up. Like, and I think that's funny. I think that's a baller
Yeah.
move, to be honest with you.
I like
I
it.
think that
Yeah.
I think that's fucking awesome, because that guy, they've wanted an Emmy, because think that company has wanted an Emmy for so long, so badly, and to have her bring hers in and be like, oh, I have one of these. I think that's
Yeah.
fucking awesome, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
PSA.
Yeah, but I guess Michael P.S. Hayes was the guy who had to fit. I've seen people say it was Kevin Dunn, but I think Keegan North might be right. And then
either way, both Vince sycophants.
Hadley says bring in Dave Prazak to book the women. You know what? Like I know people like to laud that Ring of Honor women's division, but it was that company was on its dying days.
That's Shimmer.
Was it Shine?
Shimmer and Shine.
Shimmer.
Yeah.
Well, it was Maria Kanellis was booking the women's division in Ring of Honor, and everybody was like, "Oh, this is the greatest division." But I was like, "Really? They had a tournament?
They had a tournament.
You know?
Booked it.
Yeah.
She booked the tournament. She put people in. I mean, like, look, do I not? Should there be more women in creative positions in wrestling? Absolutely. I don't argue that. I think Maria, as the Ring of Honor booker in its dying days, is a little over the top.
Yeah, but give her an opportunity to be on the team. That's fine.
Sure.
That's
listen to voices.
Don't just say like hand to this person the book, because we don't know if they've been successful. We're in a company right now that could use more success. So.
Counterpoint: you're not successful until you are.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Like you never get there until you're given a shot at getting there. So maybe I don't know. Maybe I'd like to hear people's ideas before saying, well, this person should have a voice. Like, well, do they have good ideas? Like, nobody really knows it. We all just assume people would be good at jobs, and sometimes people aren't very good at jobs.
Yeah. Well, and I hear the same thing about like coaches. Like people are saying like, for example, the 49ers need a new defensive coordinator, right? And a lot of people are saying, oh, Richard Sherman should be the defensive coordinator. I'm like, he's never coached the defense. Like he was a very good player. But can he call the plays? Like, I don't know. Like you got to work your way up, or you got to really kill it in the interview. Like, tell me your ideas. Yeah. I advocate for John Muse all the time. It's because I know his ideas.
Yes.
Like he's actually like when we were actually going to do a little inside baseball for everybody. Back on the Brace for Impact days, me, JD, and John, we were working up to this like fantasy booking show where John was going to present this booking idea for this the Kurt Angle Cup. Like it was going to be
Bound for Glory, right? It was a Bound for Glory.
No, it was called the Kurt Angle Cup because we were already heading into Bound for Glory at this point. So we're like the fourth quarter of the year, which Continental Classic ends up happening in like the fourth quarter. So I don't know if that was a coincidence or not, but so the three of us had this idea, the Kurt Angle Cup. And he booked the hell out of this thing. He had all these great, like, unique style matches. It wasn't your average tournament. Like, it wasn't single elimination either. It was a round robin tournament, but there were stipulations in some of the matches. There was a way to get your points back. There was all kinds of stuff. Like he killed this thing. And I'm like, that's like 4 months of television right now, but just based off of one tournament. Like, I know his ideas, so I can advocate for him. I don't know Jennifer Pepperman's ideas. So, but we'll see. We'll see if she's pretty good or not. All right.
I'm gonna advocate for our friend right now because he's not listening. He'd be texting us if he was, and he's not
He'd
here.
Be in the chat too.
He'd be in the chat. So like I'm gonna advocate for our friend who's not here, who's gonna get embarrassed later when it's his. John Muse has never really been given a shot at a big level. He's always been the guy who's kind of just missed out barely. And I've had a million conversations with this dude about wrestling booking, and he's got great ideas. But because he's never been in the WWE system, he doesn't get looked at. Like it's always like, wow, that guy's never really had it. And that's why I say you're not successful until you're given a chance. And some people who could be very successful just haven't been given a chance. And that's you praised John, so I decided to just pick up the ball a little bit and do the same.
Yeah, absolutely.